Hi, I am your friend and your tutor, Joseph Chinoya. Today, I'm inviting you that we look at the difference of two squares. This is one of the topic under algebra, okay, or rather algebraic expression. So, under the difference of two squares, if you have been given an expression which is in a form of a squared minus b squared, such an expression is known as the difference of two squares. Why is it called with that name? It is known as a difference because there is a minus sign, and also it's called of two squares because there are two squares. It is a squared and it is also b squared, and in between a squared and b squared there is a difference or a minus sign. So such kind of an expression, it is factorized as open bracket a minus b, you close the bracket, you open another bracket, a plus b. That is, then you close the bracket. That is the way it is expressed, or it is factorized. Now, why do we factorize it like that? Because if you are to expand it, okay, let us say a minus b, then we have a plus b. If we expand this one, remember we looked at expansion, we said you multiply everything in the first bracket multiplied by everything in the second bracket. So this one we have a multiplied by a plus b, then we have minus b, open bracket, a plus b. So a multiplied by everything here, we have a squared plus ab. Then we can b multiplied by negative b multiplied by a, we have negative ab, then minus this negative b multiplied by this one, we have b squared. Then these two are like terms. ab minus ab, the answer is 0. So our final answer will be a squared minus b squared. So you see, if you expand this, you still go back to this. So this tells us to say the expansion, the factorization of a squared minus b squared is always factorized like this. So this is what we call the difference of two squares. Now let's go to examples. Question number 1a. Question number 1a. P squared minus 4 squared. So this is a square, this is a square. So this is, then there's a minus there. This qualifies to be called the difference of two squares. So this means that we are going to have P in the brackets minus 4, then we have P plus 4. This marks the end of this factorization. Let's go to question number 1b. Question number 1b. We have a squared minus 9, and 9 is not square. So this does not qualify to be called the difference of two squares, unless we convert this 9 to a square. How can we convert 9 to a square? We look for a number. If you square it, it gives you 9. What number is that? What number do you think? Which can be squared, then you get a 9. Definitely, our next step will be a squared minus 3 squared. Because the 3 squared, the answer is 9. So this tells us to say, now we have two squares. So our next step will be a in the brackets minus 3, then a plus 3. This marks the end of our question number B. We now go to question number C. Question number C is 2x squared minus 50. So a question like this one, How do we factorize it? Remember, this 2, it does not have a square root, or it's not a perfect square, and this 50 is not a perfect square. So the first step, we factorize it by saying 2 is common, then we remain with x squared. 2 into 50, it goes 25. So we have 25. Now, 25 has a perfect square, is a perfect square because the square root of 25 is 5. So this can also be written as 2 open bracket x squared minus 5 x squared. Now we have the difference of two squares. So our final answer now will be x minus 5 and also x plus 5. This is the end of our question number C. We now go to question number D. So question number D, we have 18m squared and also 72n squared. M squared and n squared are different of two squares, but their coefficients do not have a root. What are we going to do? We are now going to factorize them. Which one is the common factor? The common factor between 18 and 72 is 18. So we have 18 outside. Then we have m squared minus, how many times does 18 go into 72? It goes 4 times. So this is what we are going to have. Then this 4, it can also be written as so this is because 2 squared is same as 4. Now that we have these are the difference of two squares. So now our final answer will be m minus 2n, then we have m plus 2n. So this marks the end of our question. Now we go to question number E. Okay, somehow in paper 2, you expect such kind of questions where they'll ask you to simplify. So when you are simplifying such, where you have the denominator and also the numerator on top, you simplify them by finding a common factor. So in this case, when you look at the numerator, it can't be simplified further. But the denominator, the a is squared. Then we have minus 144. Remember, 144 has a square root of 12. So 144 can also be written as 12 squared. So this tells us to say the denominator becomes a difference or the difference of two squares. So we are going to have a minus 12 over a minus 12, then a plus 12. So this is what we have. Now that we have this, we look at a minus 12, we also have a minus 12. So our final answer will divide this. We'll say a minus 12 into a minus 12 into the same. It is 1. Then a minus 12 into a minus 12, it will be 1. So we're going to have 1 on top. Then 1 multiplied by a plus 12, it will be a plus 12. So this marks the end of question number 2. And we have now exam questions where we have question number 1 and question number 2. Both of them are under factorization. And when you look at those questions, they are also under the difference of two squares. So you try them and send the solution. Thank you so much.